More than 1.7 million people get food stamps in Pennsylvania alone, and 53,000 getting cash assistance. But there's been a growing outcry across the country from people to drug test welfare recipients.
But would it work in Pennsylvania? Our Melanie Gillespie took a closer look at how it could work and what our lawmakers think about it.
It's been a hot debate in Pennsylvania politics and throughout the country.
People are sick and tired of welfare recipients doing what they can do to get around the system.
We don't know what cash is going towards.
Drug testing for welfare. It's been passed in a dozen states already throughout the country in one form of legislation or another. So would it work for Pennsylvania?
It does rub people the wrong way whenever people that go to work for a living every day have to be drug tested, and people that stay home on the public dole and get a government check that the taxpayers are paying for don't have any requirements.
People are really concerned. They spend, their hard-earned tax money goes into the government, and they want it spent right. And they're worried that public benefits are being used to purchase drugs.
But first, how many are actually getting benefits? We dug into the numbers for 3 counties in our area: Blair, Cambria, and Somerset. The Department of Human Services provided these numbers showing how many rely on cash assistance and food stamps. Cambria County had the most on cash assistance with just a little over 1,600 people. People like Brittany Truitt is one of them.
I get food stamps and then I get insurance for my daughter. And
the 24-year-old says she has a job and a 3-year-old daughter to take care of and wouldn't be able to survive without the help.
I would be in a lot of trouble. I wouldn't be able to support my daughter.
And Truitt says she would take a drug test to prove it and provide.
It helps put food in the house for her, and if I need diapers, that's what the cash comes in for: diapers, wipes, bills. So yeah, I think it'd be worth it.
Basically, drug testing welfare recipients just punishes people for being poor.
While Truitt would be willing, the American Civil Liberties Union says not so fast. It's already blazing the trail of opposition.
So the ACLU has successfully challenged drug testing of welfare recipients in both Michigan and Florida, and so the courts have sided with us.
Sarah Rose is an attorney for the ACLU of Pennsylvania. The ACLU believes such legislation could be a violation of privacy and may even interfere with a recipient's constitutional rights.
So the Supreme Court has said, well, if you have a safety-sensitive position or some special reason to do drug testing, then it's okay. But unless there's a special need for that drug testing, it violates the Fourth Amendment when the government does it.
In Tennessee, the results have not been so positive. Newspaper The Tennessean reports that only 37 people of more than 16,000 applicants for cash assistance tested positive for illegal substances. The state spent about $4,200 on 279 tests in the first 6 months of the program alone.
Florida, when they drug tested welfare recipients in Florida, it came back around 2%, where the state average was closer to 8%. And by doing so, they cost billions of dollars. It hasn't worked.
Tennessee's Department of Human Services says it costs, on average, about $15 per test. If we took that cost for Pennsylvanians and tested every single adult on cash assistance, it would cost roughly around $795,000. It's money coming straight from the taxpayers' pockets. And with a slim margin of failing tests showing in other states passing legislation, we asked lawmakers, is it worth it?
But as far as at the state, we've looked at it very carefully. And when you look at the number of individuals that could possibly be taking drugs, the cost is so much greater than actually catching an individual would incur.
The larger picture is, if people know that there could be a test, maybe many more of them would not use drugs.
The reality is to test every single recipient of any public funds on a routine basis would almost be cost prohibitive. If the goal is to, one, save money, you may end up spending more money trying to save money.
While it's not a bill in front of lawmakers just yet, we asked local senators how would they vote if a bill of welfare testing was in front of them right now.
I am in support of looking forward to legislation that will be testing for the receipt of drug testing, for the receipt of public benefits, but we want to do some testing along the way.
It sounds good politically, but at the end of the day, it costs the taxpayers billions of dollars.
I am very supportive of reining in any abuse on the welfare system, and but we have to make sure that we're smart and we have a product that will get through the court.
Now, lawmakers say it may not be something you see in the very near future, but there is a provision under law that does allow drug testing for certain recipients applying for welfare benefits. Tonight at 11, I'll tell you who they are and how that law works. Reporting live, Melanie Gillespie, 6 News.